You might be wondering, why does Squid Game and teaching go hand in hand together? Hi, my name is Priscilla. I am a middle school orchestra teacher. I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So I want to start out with a story that goes all the way back to 2006. Back in 2006, I immigrated to America and we moved to Central Illinois. And back then, in the city that we moved to, there were not a lot of Korean population to begin with. So in middle school, I used to get questions like, where's the city of Korea in China? I'm sure it wasn't like this everywhere, but it would show how people were not familiar about Korea at the time, and not a lot of people knew about Korean culture. And obviously, it was a completely different time. And by the way, I'm gonna be drinking Korean medicine. It's called hanyak. It's very bitter. So fast forward to today. Like I said, I'm now a middle school teacher. And the other day, my 6th graders were coming into my class to get ready for orchestra. And suddenly, I started hearing a familiar tune. And the song was 둥글게 둥글게, also known as mingle song or round and round. And I had to ask my student, how do you know this song? And my student goes, oh, it's from Squid Game Season 2. Now you're all thinking, obviously it's from Squid Game Season 2 and so many people know it now and it's so popular. But I have not watched Squid Game Season 2 yet. So I actually had no idea that it was from the TV show. In that moment, I just kind of stopped. And then what happened was it kind of took me back to the moment when I was in middle school, getting asked questions about where is the city of Korea in China. And middle school me was surrounded by people who didn't even know Korea existed, thinking that it was a city somewhere in China, that it's not even a nation out there. And now present day me is standing in front of my own student in my own classroom, and my student playing a Korean children's song. And to me, it felt so surreal, and it was a full circle moment. And honestly, moments like these in my classroom remind me why I love teaching. But it wasn't always smooth sailing to get here. When I started teaching at my middle school, I stepped into a well-established program built by the previous director. It was structured, it was thriving, and it was very well organized. And I only had students taught at elementary school and high school level. And when it came to middle school, I only had few practicum experiences. And within my first few weeks of working at the school, I quickly realized I had a lot to figure out. I spent countless hours learning how to run the program, setting up systems, and figuring out how to do everything efficiently. But despite all the hours I was putting in, I constantly felt like I was barely keeping up. So I searched online, asked other educators, looked for step-by-step guides that would help me with behind the scenes of teaching so that I can spend more time actually teaching my students. But I didn't really find what I was personally looking for. So each year I kept notes, refining every process, making small adjustments to decrease the time spent on figuring out logistics. And I'm hoping that my journey will resonate with someone else out there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm hoping to share more unique stories as we go on.